It is an honor to be able to talk to you tonight and share a little bit about this opportunity that we have here with the Alliance. I appreciate Andy and Jane trusting me enough to do this call and do this. And I got some of my goofy buddies on here with me, as you saw them waving to each other like they haven't seen each other in years. But that's just what family does, you know. We're like family here. So, and that's the kind of stuff we do. So it's just awesome to be on part of this. Whoever invited you guys here tonight, I hope you guys get back with the person that invited you. I'm going to share a little bit about what we do at a company and what we're looking for some help with. And we really hope you come aboard. We need some help here, and I'll explain kind of what it is we do. My name is Andy Riddle. I've been with Andy and Jane Albright for the last 13 years. Been able to be mentored and build a great friendship with the two of them over that 13 years. But prior to finding the Alliance 13 years ago, my original goals in life was to be a professional basketball player. So growing up as a kid, I wanted to play in the NBA. I actually wanted to play for the New York Knicks. I always joke for how bad they've gotten. I may be able to play for them someday soon because they're getting really bad and they may need my help at some point. But when I was a kid, that's all I wanted to do. So I would go to basketball camps. I would do whatever I had to do, practice all the time, like nonstop, work my butt off all the time. Whenever I could play, I'd play. And it's what I always wanted to do. I was fortunate enough in high school to play for a great high school basketball program. And we won some crazy tournaments and crazy things through there, and got to play against some great NBA basketball players and stuff. My senior year in high school, I was third team All-State in New York State. And out of those top 15 guys that year, 12 went on to play in the NBA. I was one of the 3 that did not. So that's what kind of leads me to here, I guess. After high school, I played a little college basketball in a college in North Carolina. And then after college, I graduated and moved down here to Florida, where I live now. So I'm coming to you tonight from the Alliance Jacksonville, Florida office. We call it the Alliance Jacks. And so it's kind of crazy because the 2 of the guys on the call with me are in Florida, and Terry and T are up in North Carolina, and they're the only 2 sitting outside. And I'm guessing because it's like 90 degrees in Florida, so we want to be inside, and it's not 90 degrees in North Carolina, so they're outside. So, but that's kind of where we're at. And when I moved down to Florida, I went and got a job. Had to get a job. I had no money, so went to work for a company called Merrill Lynch, and went to do the job thing right out of college. Started out there in a call center, doing 401ks and employee stock option plans, just really answering the phone and taking inbound phone calls and answering it. I didn't know, that was my first real job. I didn't know how to job. I didn't know how to act at a job. I didn't know how to do any of that stuff. And then, so I just started looking at like leaderboards, because playing sports growing up, leaderboards always matter. The number 1 team was always on the top. So I was like, my name's not on the top. What do I got to do to get on the top of this leaderboard? So I just started focusing on that and trying to concentrate on those things. And I found out the more I did well and performed and I was on top of the leaderboards, I'd get promoted. And then I would find out what leaderboards were important, get promoted again and again. And I just kept doing that through corporate America. And from 5 years, from taking that call center job at Merrill Lynch, I was promoted to vice president of Merrill Lynch's bank. And my territory was the central part of the United States. So I covered from Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, through Minneapolis, Minnesota, all the way down through Texas. And my job was to fly around and meet with the financial advisors in that territory and really just work with them and their clients to get them to use more of the banking products. I traveled 50 weeks a year. My income went up to about $225,000 a year when I got promoted to that. And I was loving it. It was like one of these, it was almost like everything came easy at that point, because it was like I work hard, get promoted, work hard, get promoted, work hard, get promoted. And I was always thinking like I'm following this American dream. I'm on my fast pace. I'm 27, 28 years old, making over $200,000 a year, growing up very middle class. And I was like, this is crazy. This is nuts. I was like, this was too easy almost. And I had that job for about 2.5 years, traveling 50 weeks a year. And some people look at that like, oh my gosh, that's awful. I loved it. I loved getting out of the office. I loved meeting with clients and traveling and doing all that stuff. The part after 2.5 years of doing that, what I realized was I was quickly becoming that father I never wanted to be. See, I only got to see my kids about 36 hours a week, and that included sleep time on the weekends. So I just remember it's one of those aha moments I had. I was in Cincinnati, Ohio. I was staying in the Hilton Hotel downtown Cincinnati on 5th Street. And I just remember calling home to my wife at the time and asking what she was doing. And she was getting our kids ready to go trick-or-treating. And I was like, I'm done. I can't do this anymore. And she's like, what are you going to do? I was like, I'm going to quit. After a long weekend of getting yelled at of why I wasn't going to quit, on the way to the airport Monday for my next trip, I decided to swing in the office and quit. Figured ask for forgiveness instead of permission this time. Figured that may work out better. Went in and quit. My boss at the time didn't take my resignation. He's like, hey, go keep doing your job for 2 more weeks so we can fill that position, and we'll give you a job back here in the office. And I used to say I was the dumbest decision I've ever made in my life, because it was what my biggest dead-end job of my life, because every hope and dream I ever had of aspirations of providing for my family and doing well and building that financial freedom and having what in my mind what would be freedom at that point in my life, it was quickly dying. Just because if I worked really hard at that job and got promoted, I got the job I just quit. So it was kind of that dead end job, but I'm always thankful for making that decision, because gosh, it was just over 13 years ago. I was sitting at that desk filling in for this girl who's on maternity leave. And I found her husband's business card in one of her desk drawers, and I called him up and I said, hey, what do you do? And he told me he invited me to a meeting kind of like what we're doing tonight on this call, this Zoom call. And he invited me out to a meeting and met this guy, and that they connected me with Andy and Jane Albright. And that's kind of how I got here 13 years ago. So without that, taking that demotion and taking that job back and being nosy one day and going through some girl's desk that I was filling in for, I would have never been here. So I'm thankful that I did all that stuff. Some people say it's creepy and weird, and I was like, I'm glad I did it. So, because little did I know at that time in my life, I was trying to create what was always told to me was financial freedom and living the American dream. And no matter how hard I did and whatever I did, even though I had success in corporate America, it was never leading to the lifestyle that I wanted to do. And I'm so fortunate that Andy and Jane Albright put this system together with the Alliance, and it's helped me over the last 13 years lead to that. Not only has it led to what I feel is financial success and freedom that I have now today, but Andy and Jane have expanded my vision of the stuff I can have in life, because I've already far exceeded over this 13 years what I pictured. What that was 13 years ago to me, I've exceeded that, and they've continued to expand to me what that is. And that's one of the things I love about this company. So I'm going to get into a little bit about what the Alliance is to give you guys some information about what we do. But again, whoever invited you on the call tonight, definitely get back, catch up with them. If you have any questions, they'll be more than happy to answer them to you and stuff. But we like to cover these things kind of to explain what we do. But what is the Alliance? Is a company founded by our president and CEO, Andy Albright, and his wife, Jane, and they're up in Burlington, North Carolina. Andy actually started the Alliance in his basement at that time, and now he has 5 corporate offices up there in Burlington, huge campus and everything, and basketball courts and all this kind of crazy stuff up there. But just this beautiful campus that they have with buildings up there. But we've always had a motto that we want to have fun, make money, and make a difference in this world. And once you get to know us and know the Alliance, we live by that stuff. We love to have fun, we love to make money, and we love to make a difference in what we do. And the cool thing is Andy and Jane have always had that motto, but they found an avenue to do it through life insurance and annuities. So that's basically what the way we go through and have fun and make money and make a difference in this world. That's the products we sell. That's not what we do. And we do those 3 things, is that part. And Andy's put together a system for us to go out there where you can make a great income and continue to go and go what we do. So he's put together a system where he's partnered us up with great insurance companies that go sell their products and have the ability to, the insurance companies make these great products. We deliver them to the consumer for them, and they pay us really good for that. So Andy's partnered us up with a lot of great companies. I'll talk a little bit more about them. But what he's really done is he's put together a compensation package to where inside your first year, if you follow a system, you can go out there and make a 6-figure income for your family inside of your first year to do this. It's something I've done my first year with the Alliance, and a lot of my buddies have done it too. And it's one of those things that's just cool when not only when one person does it, but when a bunch of people do it. It proved to me when I saw a bunch of people doing that I could do it as well. And that's what I love, because it's just all part of a system that Andy's put together. He's also put together a system that you can go out there and build your own agency or build your multiple six-figure income, even a seven-figure income if you want to, and build your own franchise of kind of what we do. There's the difference between this and a franchise. There's no franchise cost. It's what we call sweat equity, where you could build up your own insurance company and go out there and do that. But the thing I've always liked with the aspects of the way we make money and the way Andy's put it together is it puts you in the driver's seat to really accomplish whatever it is that you want to accomplish at this time. You know, because when I started 13 years ago, when I saw the Alliance that first time, it was one of those things I was like, this would be cool. So I can quit my job, my day job, and make a little bit of extra money until I find another job. You know, I always called this my gap job, to fill in the gap until I found that next job. And 13 years later, I'm still doing it. So the gap was just a lot bigger than I thought it was. And I have no plans of stopping it either. So I guess the gap's in infinity, because this is really where I'm at. So that's kind of what Andy and Jane have put together with the Alliance and things that we do. Part of the opportunity that Andy's put together for us to go out there to, I've heard Andy tell the story when he got an insurance years ago. The way he found his clients is he had a buddy that had a radio talk show, and he would go on that talk show and talk about insurance, and all the people that called in were how he found his clients for the week. Well, if that was the case, if he kept it that way for this time being, I've never known anyone to have a radio talk show, so it wouldn't work for me. But what Andy's done is he's created a marketing program or a marketing strategy where we can find clients for you to go sell to. So that was the exciting part to me, because I didn't have a list of people I could go to sell to. I didn't have a buddy at a radio talk show, any of that stuff. It gave me the ability to go out there and do this stuff and be able to do it inside the system. So what he does is Andy knows how to market to different groups of people. We market to anyone that's purchased or refinanced their home. We market to them. We market to anyone that's been married, anyone that has a baby. We send out marketing letters to them, and we reach out to those people. But he also targets a group of people called the baby boomers. That's anyone born between 1946 and 1964. And basically what happened is that group of people, if you know anything about like history of America and companies that have made it, those baby boomers have changed industries as they've aged in life. So back when they were being born in the 40s, 50s, and 60s, they're what put Gerber baby food on the map. Prior to the baby boomers, they had sold 50,000 jars of baby food over a 20-year span. And then once the baby boomers were hitting, they were selling 1 million jars a week, and for that entire time. So it's actually what put Gerber baby food on the map. The baby boomers have also changed different industries, like the car industry. They're what put Ford Motor Company on the map. A guy ran Ford back then called Lee Iacocca, and he created this car called the Mustang, and they liked fast cars, so they bought a bunch of those Mustangs and put Ford on the map. And then later on, when they started aging and getting older and having kids, they had to get rid of their fast cars, and they were looking for something else since they had kids. And Lee Iacocca had retired from Ford, and Dodge was about to go under, and they contacted him and said, hey, we need your help. He's like, it's easy. We're the baby boomers in life. And at that point, they're in life, they were having 2, 3 kids each, and they had those things. So he's like, why don't we create minivans so they can buy those cars, and basically put Dodge back on the map as a powerhouse in the auto industry. And the crazy thing about those baby boomers now is they're turning to the age of 65, which in America we call the retirement age, at the rate of 10,000 per day. And it's going to continue for the next 13 years. And so the insurance companies have seen this happen. So they've been creating products to put us in line to really fill that market, kind of like Lee Iacocca did with Ford and Chrysler. Our companies we work with have created products to put us in the driver's seat to really control and help those people with the types of products of the things they're looking for and they want to see happen. Like some of their biggest fears are things of risk of loss of all their money that they've saved up. And gosh, the stock market the last couple of weeks with the craziness in the world today has plummeted, and then it bounces back for a day and then goes down. It's all over the place. But any of the clients that we work with that have saved up for retirement have lost no money whatsoever over the last couple of weeks. And it also gives them a guaranteed stream of income. It gives them peace of mind. It's guaranteed stream of income for the rest of their life. So it really puts us in a great spot. What Andy's partnered us up with great companies with great products to reach out to these people. So it's kind of in the aspects of the opportunity of people we deal with. Again, he's partnered us up with great insurance companies. One of them is called Mutual of Omaha, you may have heard of. They've been around for over 130 years. They sponsor the U.S. swim team and dozens of PGA and LPGA golfers, but a great partnership we have with them. He's also partnered us up with a great company called Foresters out of Toronto, Canada. They've been around for over 140 years, and they're real big on making a difference in the world. So they line up really well with our have fun, make money, and make a difference. Just good friends of ours, but they like to make a difference. They donate roughly $30 million every single year to the Children's Miracle Network. So just a great partnerships that we do, but all 20 of the companies we deal with are A-rated, top-notch, great partners and great partnerships that we work with. It's actually cool because when I'm talking to Andy, there's actually insurance companies that want us to bring us aboard just to partner up with us now, since we do so much business with these other ones, and we kind of push them away and say, no, we're just going to stay loyal to the ones we got. But it's just a great partnership. And the cool thing is Andy has put us in a position where we can go out there and go on these and get to know their leadership team on a first name basis. So we go on these trips. Like we just went on a trip last year to Paris and Switzerland, and all the presidents and the vice presidents of these companies go with us. This year we were going to go on a cruise from Seattle to Alaska, but with this whole virus thing, they actually canceled it. So we had to push that back to a couple of years. We're going to go on it still, but we're pushing it back. But it's just we get to build those relationships with these guys on a first name basis doing that. And the crazy thing is, just with the craziness in the world, just showing what kind of company that the Alliance is and our president and CEO, Andy Albright, is. Just like with that, we scheduled our trip. They booked all our flights out there to fly out to Seattle. Now with the virus and all this kind of stuff, they had to cancel it. But it's not canceled for good. He just had to push it to a later time. But all the flights he bought, for all the agents with us, he said, hey, you guys just keep those flights and do what you want with it. We'll figure it out when we go do the trip. I mean, just shows what type of people that Andy and Jane Albright are to go out there and celebrate. So it's kind of the people that, and they do that kind of stuff all the time. Not like virus stuff that happens all the time, but when that stuff happens, he does what's right, all the time. It just gives back to our company. And it's a great partnership that we have with our carriers, and we have a great leaders in Andy and Jane Albright and what we do there as well. So just to give you some ideas of kind of what we do as an opportunity to the people that we deal with in the company and the companies we deal with from that point. All right. So this is how we do it. The system that Andy's put together and what we do, he's created this playbook. It's a list of things of what we do. It's why we exist as a company. We like to say prosperity, inspiration, eternity. We have our 8 core values. We have our 8 steps to success. Get a hold of this. There's actually a new agent package that for all you new guys, whoever invited you on the call, ask them to email you over a digital copy. It's a magazine that we have, but it has this playbook inside of it, so you can look it over. But it's a great package to look through and stuff in there. Andy's also written 4 books to help us be better at what we do. This first book is called The 8 Steps to Success, and this is a picture of what Andy Albright looks like. So if you ever wonder what he looks like, this is him right here. But he wrote this book. This is a guaranteed $100,000 a year income right here, this book. So you say, hey, I want to make $100,000 my first year, like a bunch of you and a bunch of your buddies did. I'd be like, read this book and do what it says. This is a guaranteed income of $100,000 right here. The second book he wrote was called The Millionaire Maker Manual, and this is a flat-out manual that you can do and follow to make a 7-figure income, $1 million plus income with our company in building your own agency. If you look at these 2 books, the one to make $1 million and the one to make $100,000, the million one's a little bit thicker. And I'll tell you, the print's a little bit smaller, and there's a lot less pictures in this one than there is in this one. But there's more money in this one. So on that side. Another thing that Andy's written is this book. It's called Inside the Circle of You. It's one of the lessons, Andy said, one of the most important lessons he's ever learned in his life was controlling what he could control, and that's him. And this book teaches you how to control what you control, which is you. I think this should be why everyone's on lockdown, mandatory reading for everyone out there, because when we come out of this thing, we'll be in a much better place if everyone is controlling what they can control. And the 4th book he wrote is our House of Values. He wrote this with one of our consultants, Jeff Bright, and this is really that playbook, but broken down much more in detail with what it is and what we stand for as a company. Andy's also put together a training system to make sure that you can be successful very quickly. He's put together this thing called the Alliance University. It's an online university. You can go in and take classes and graduate from Alliance University and be trained on all the stuff that we do. We have these things called hotspots. Right now, they're not going on all over the country because so many cities are in lockdown. So we're doing a lot of them like this. But we normally have them in 90 different cities across the country where you can plug your friends into and get the training and stuff and learn about what we do all over the country and stuff. Until they come back on a consistent basis, hey, we got another one of these calls tonight at 10 o'clock. My friend Jason and Tawny Carey out in California, they're going to be doing it 7 o'clock West Coast time, but 10 o'clock East Coast time. So if you're fired up after this, say, hey, I got 10 of my buddies that would be really good at this, plug them into this call. Tell them that the same link you clicked just now, tell them to click it at 10 o'clock tonight Eastern or 7 o'clock West Coast time, and they can watch them explain pretty much the same thing I'm telling you right now. So we have these levels charts. It's a way you get promotions. That's one of the things I hated in corporate America was I never knew how I could get a raise. This is how you can get a raise. And the cool thing with this, it doesn't matter how good of friends or we become. It's you do the numbers, you get the raise. And there's 3 ways to go up it. One is off production, team production. This one's a career hierarchy one here. And this one's my favorite one, the globe bonus that we get on top of what we get from that aspect. And it's just a bonus. Once you hit the manager level, you become eligible to get the globe bonus. And it's an awesome bonus. It's on top of all the commissions and stuff you get in as well. So crazy stuff. The contracts go from 55 all the way up to 120%. You can go up this chart as fast or as slow as you want to. So you say, hey, I want to go up it fast. We want you to too, and we're motivated to help you do that. So everything about this contract thing is to help you move up quickly. So we have leads. We have a bunch of different lead stuff. We have direct mail leads. This is one of our mortgage protection leads. This is what it looks like when it's mailed out. Once it gets mailed out and they fill it out, this is what it looks like here. When it's opened up, get your hands on one, see what it looks like. But we send these all over the country to people purchasing and refinances their home. They fill out this part down here and they send it back to us. So we are not cold calling or anything. We're reaching out to the people that are looking back for this stuff here. We also do commercials. People call in and we have those types of leads that look like this. We also do social media type leads, every types of lead. And one of the things I always had a concern when I started, Andy, I was like, are you going to have enough leads? And every time I turn around, he's creating more and more leads. And he's like, you need to hire faster because we can create more leads than you know what to do with. And you're not even doing with the ones we're creating now. And I could turn it up and double it right now if you wanted me to. And I was like, good gosh, we got to hire. We need help. We need help up in here. So those are the lead stuff. We have these other training books. We have what we call our activity book, which is a training manual to really help you set up to a schedule to be successful with us very quickly. One of the things that I struggled with early on after being in corporate America for like 8 years was believe it or not, my schedule, because I thought I could handle my schedule. And what I found was I still needed someone to tell me what to do, because when I was in corporate America, they told me to do it and I did it. When I was free on my own, I like to play golf a lot. I like to go to the beach. I like to watch Sports Center all 5 times in the morning. So like the work stuff wasn't getting done. And Andy created this schedule and said, hey, you need to get this schedule on 30-minute increments so you go out there and make money. And once that started getting my schedule down, I did that. So we have this book where you can create your own schedule and fill in the slots of your work stuff. This side here is the side where you track your numbers and track what you're doing to be successful. And the cool thing with these numbers and tracking ththese numbers, you get these to someone like a Terry Edwards, a Mike Hartley, or a Brian Rojas and say, hey, look at my numbers. It's always like, you never knew how you look until you got your picture took. This is your picture took right here. And then we can say, hey, you need to work on this or this or this. And that will get you better for whatever you're going to do. We also have this. It's our Alliance training manual. It's called the ATM. It's where you can go out there and it teaches you how to do the in-home presentations and stuff and be successful very quickly when you go meet with clients inside. But the crazy thing is too, is with all this stuff going on, the thing I love about this company is how we work together as a team with like the virus going on and it's harder to get in the house, how we just change so quickly and make adjustments. So we even do sales over calls like this, over a Zoom call. We're doing sales over the phone right now, all that stuff. When we're laying it out there for people and teaching people how to do that very quickly, when times change, we go out there and just change with it and go out there and be successful in the stuff that we do. So kind of give you guys an idea of how we go out there and as a system wise, Andy's put together a system to make it so we can go out there and be successful like that. So once you get started, so being on this call, if you have your license, you could be out there tomorrow making sales, just as you're willing to follow system. That's how fast it is. If you're not licensed, get licensed quick, because once you have your license, we can get you out there making sales quickly. So just some of the stuff that we do, kind of how we make money. Picture this, okay? You get one of those leads, you call them up, and you set an appointment to go to their house or sell them over the phone. We don't care which way, just make a sale. And you go through the system and teach them kind of what they're looking for, what they're going to do. The average sale that we pick up inside the house to get a family protected is roughly $100 a month for the protect their family. The way you get paid is what they call an annualized premium. Now, when I first started, I had no idea what that meant. What it means is take that $100, multiply it by 12, and what it equals is annualized premium. And so that's roughly $1,200 a year. And then you take your contract level and multiply it to it. Now, the way it works is for mortgage protection, you get paid a little bit more than you do on the final expense. So on a mortgage protection sale, you make roughly $500. On a final expense one, you make roughly $400. There's a difference in between those two. The cool thing is you get paid on both. Both of them is what you get paid. And you just go out there and keep doing it, keep doing it, keep doing it. And again, we don't care if it's meeting them in the house. If you have to do it over Zoom, you have to do it over phone. You just get them taken. You get those families taken care of. You get paid. And the crazy thing is we do simplified issued products. So they're approved like that. And once they're approved, you're paid. We pay on Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays. And I recommend getting paid all 3 days of the week. It is better to get paid 3 days a week than one. So go out there and get paid every day of the week. So just kind of some stuff that we do from that part. We have other trips, like I was telling you guys about the Alaska trip. Our insurance companies like Foresters puts together a trip where they do cool stuff. We have another one starting in about 2 days on April 1st, another one starting. But tomorrow is the last day of one where they were going to fly the top 40 people up to Foresters campus. That is going to happen. It's just postponed because they won't let us into Canada right now. But once this thing's over, they're going to fly them all up there and do it. So kind of things on there. Just wide open going all the time with all these kind of crazy contests and stuff that we do. It's just an amazing time inside of our company with all the opportunity and all the money we can make and all the different types of stuff we can do. So personal sales, go out there. If you want to make $100,000 a year, make 5 or 6, 7 sales a week. We'll guarantee you $100,000 a year type income going out there and do that. The second way we make money is going out there and you can build that team or that franchise like the Millionaire Maker Manual teaches you, and you can go out there and just hire people. Now you can hire friends, you can hire family members, you can hire anybody. You can run ads. You can do whatever you need to do to find people to be part of your team, and they count as your volume. You get out there and you get 4 good guys to come work with you, really only 3, and then one guy just has to do something, you know. But you get a few guys on your team to go out there and do stuff, you get promoted up to what we call an agency manager, and that's when that glow bonus kicks in. So you'll start getting not only just the overrides that you get inside of your sales, but you'll also get the glow bonus, which is an additional part over the overrides. So if it's kind of hard to explain just talking to you guys over the phone, get with the person invited you. They can kind of walk you through that, but it's additional bonuses on top of that. So you can make your personal sales. You get paid off your personal sales. You get paid off your team. And once you get to agency manager level and above, you get paid a glow bonus on top of that. Makes it easier to get paid 3 days a week when you have all 3 of those things rolling. But you can get paid 3 days a week just doing one of them. But I'm just saying 3 days a week is much better than one. So get paid as much as you can. Go out there and do that. So that's kind of how we make money and the stuff that we do. Real quick, I just want to share with you guys a couple guys that I have a couple of my buddies in this world that are out there kicking butt, taking names and doing stuff. So I want to kind of share real quick some of these guys with you that you see making the goofy faces and jumping around and waving to each other and stuff. If you haven't noticed, we're just like a great big family. You know, we got the crazy uncles and all that kind of stuff, just like everyone else does. So, but real quick, Brian and Crystalline, could you guys unmute? Could you share a little bit about with these guys what you guys did before you found the Alliance, how long you've been with us, and kind of, just share kind of like what you've done like recently, like with the crazy times that we're in, like what you've done recently. Could you do that?
100%. What's up, guys? Can you guys hear me? Alliance, we are on fire, baby. Woo! We are so fired up. We are so grateful for this opportunity. Andy and Jane Albright, thank you very much. Thank you for the system. Thank you for the opportunity. Thank you for the shot. All we wanted was a shot, baby.
One.
That's it. So my name is Brian Rojas. This is my beautiful wife, Crystalline.
Hey, everybody.
And we've been with the Alliance for about 3 years now. March actually was our anniversary with the Alliance, and I'm so grateful for this opportunity, man. I have never seen it this good. We've never seen it this good. So kind of to share with you guys, this month was a record-breaking month for us. It was the best month we've ever had. And I just thank God for the coaching that Andy Riddle, that Mike Hartley, that the leaders in the Alliance have all just poured into us. You know, they believed in us before we even believed in ourselves. And that's huge. I borrowed their confidence and their belief in me to do what we've been able to do. So thank you, Andy Riddle. Thank you, man. And Big Mike, Terry Edwards, Chris Long, and all the leaders, man. We love you guys. It's because of you guys that we're actually successful, because your stories have helped us believe more in the system. Does that make sense, bro?
That's right.
So thank you.
Hey, Brian, could you share the number you guys did this month of your volume?
Yeah, definitely. Do you want to share? Do you want me to share the?
Yeah, just what you did this month. What you you did.
Record-breaking month, $30,139.92, baby.
Ooh. Hey, Brian, you know the month is still going tomorrow too, right?
Come on, baby.
And this is the crazy thing, guys. Brian and Crystalina are crazy enough. They live in Florida, but they also take leads out in California and do that at night and sell them over the phone. So, Brian, you got tonight and all day tomorrow to still improve on that. And it's still already record breaking. You got time to go, man. So proud of you guys. That's awesome. Oh, gosh. That's awesome. So just taking, if you guys get that, when you get that new agent guide emailed over to you, this levels chart will be the centerfold of the magazine. And look at this and kind of see. But if Brian was on the lowest contract level, he'd make 55% of all that stuff. So that's kind of give you an idea. He's not on a 55. That's right. But if you were the worst case, that's what he'd be making off that 31,000. Now, this is the crazy part. The guy that hired him is Mike Hartley, and he's on the call too. Remember that glow bonus I told you about? Since Mike's an agency manager, he gets that 8% on top of that 30,000 plus whatever his differences in contract. Crazy stuff. But hey, Big Mike, could you unmute for a second, buddy, and kind of share the same type stuff what you did before this? How long you been with us, and kind of like what's been going on in your business lately?
Oh man, we're on fire. We're fired up. I've been with the Alliance now for about 10 years. Prior to this, we restored automobiles all over the country. We had franchises until this 2008. 2008 was similar to 2020, except it had to do with a mortgage, and there was a big financial crisis. And rather than get checks from the auto dealers, I was getting bankruptcy notices, so I had to find something else. Well, it was late at night. I'm on the computer, and I thought I was seeing one of those infomercials about getting rich, and I didn't believe it. I called it, and it's been a ride ever since. It's been fun. I mean, I came here for a job. Man, I gotta tell you, there's so many first-time things I've done since I've been here. It hasn't even been funny. It's been to Paris, been to Greece, but I mean, we just came back from another trip. I won't even go into all the trips. We've had too many trips. But I get to do these trips with these guys here that you see on the call. And that's what makes it fun. That's part of the inspiration. And, man, we're having a record-breaking month. Like our team has done, I think our team's done like 130-some applications so far this month. And volume-wise, it's high. It's high. And, you know, we got all these leads. But let me tell you the biggest lead we have. It's called the media. You understand that they got this thing called Corona? And I had 4 people call me today wanting more life insurance. More. Because everybody's running in fear. And their fear is my prosperity. I'm sorry. So I focus on the mission and not the commission. Because when I focus on the mission, the commission will come. But what a system Andy Albright's put together. And what a team that we have here. These guys that you see here, second to none. I'll go to battle with them every time.
Awesome, Mike. It's cool. I like when you said you thought you were watching a get rich quick seminar or something. This isn't get rich quick, but it's get rich for sure if you don't quit. So I'll tell you that. So that is just awesome. Thank you so much, Mike. And my next one's Terry and Tia Edwards up there in Greensboro or Kernersville, North Carolina. Become great friends of mine up there, and they're sitting out. I would think it's freezing out there, but there's the one sitting outside. So Terry and Tia, take it away, man.
Hey y'all, look, and it is like it's 64 degrees right now, but you know we got 4 kids, so I was trying to hide from Taylor, and she done found us. It didn't work out.
Hey, we practicing social distancing from our 4.
From the 4-year-old.
Yeah, from all 4 of them. Hey, so we are Terry and Tia Edwards, hired direct by Jason and Olga Mathis, and oh my gosh, thank you, Andy Riddle, man. You have become like a brother, a big brother,
right,
to me over the last 4 years. Getting ready to turn 5 years, and we're so blessed. Thank you, Andy and Jane. We got crazy neighbors too, so I'm just waiting for my neighbor to pop out. He'd be over there burning sage and stuff. I'd be like, oh, that's a little risky. But anyway, so guys, me and Tia, we found the alliance. Before the alliance, I was in banking. She was a stay-at-home mom and had social work background, and we were always hustling outside of our job, trying to get free. We started a janitorial business. We did network marketing. We were just trying to find a way to get free. And in 2015, we moved down to Georgia. I got named CEO of a credit union down there. So we moved down there, and mid-school year, we had 3 small children. Tia was 7 months pregnant with number 4. And long story short, they rescinded the job offer after I had moved down there. So that was my Corona moment back in 2015. So if you're on this call right now and you are having some doubts and fears about your future, about the current status of your job, just remember this. It may be your first time experiencing it, but it's not my first time. It's not Riddle's first. It's not this team's first time. And one of the things that gave me so much confidence and so much calm to be able to weather that storm was the fact that I had a team that I could plug into that was feeding me faith over fear. They was letting me know that despite what corporate America did, you could have a better future here. And the thing I love about it was it took all of the pressure. So the only thing that I had to do was come in and follow the system. It took all of the pressure off of me. So if you're on the call and you're trying to figure out if this thing works, it works well. My first month, we made over $8,000, baby. Woo! I was fired up on my mind, and she was skeptical, talking about some Mutual of Omaha is a scam. I said, well, if they're a scam, they're going to be going to jail. It ain't going to be me because I'm a snitch on them fools. But anyway, this past 2 weeks, while everybody has been sitting in front of the TV getting scared about the coronavirus, is it real? Oh, yes, it's real. But what we know is we got clients out there that's dependent on us. Over the last 2 weeks, we have submitted over $16,000 in annualized premium. We've done moves over $100,000 in annuity money. We are still looking for one more. So if you are doubting yourself, don't doubt this team. You borrow our faith until you can have faith enough to believe in yourself. That's my message. I'm sticking to it, baby.
Awesome, man. And guys, it's an amazing opportunity because there's people just sitting home bored out of their mind trying to do something. We got more leads than we know what to do with through the mail houses are going. We're still sending out leads. They're still coming back in. We have these social media leads come aboard. We just have more work to be done, and you can do it now. The time is now. It's to take advantage of times like this that will change your family life. So guys, I hope this was informational. I hope it gave you some ideas of what we do, but definitely get with the person that invited you on tonight. Follow up with them, see how you can come aboard. We need your help, and we're looking forward to working with you guys. All right, guys, have a great evening. We'll talk to you soon. Bye now.